this, I was in Crown, okay, where they make forklifts. Packages were coded. So what would happen is the guy would be driving and a noise would go off and there would be a connection because the codes would match where they needed to go in order to store something. You notice here, there's nobody driving. This is all autonomous. So the question gets to be, since you don't have a person in there anymore, what's the person in there going to do? How are we going to train them for the fact that they're not going to drive this stuff around? That's what we have to think about. Where are the jobs that we're going to get? So you have these people here, and he's working at a computer right there. So what we have to think about as a country is as these jobs go away, what jobs are going to come up? And how do we get people ready for these jobs? Because it's not going to, you don't want to get to the point where they tell you next week you're out of work. We need to be thinking about this early. What's going to be disappearing? What's going to be coming? How do we get people ready for it? Now, if I were to ask Paul, if I were to say to Paul, I know somebody who never graduated from high school, but they're a great person and went through a lot of trouble, but they're up on their feet. Could you hire them? He would say to me, I think, yeah, let them come and see me, and then we'll train them. Am I right about that?
Yes, sir. We continue, all these robots are being deployed. We continue to hire apace, and that's why we have over 3,000 people at this facility alone, over 6,000 in Ohio.
But that's because they're always thinking about what they're going to need and what's going to replace the jobs. In so many of our operations, no one's thinking about it. For example, there are going to be people like stockbrokers who aren't going to have a job because of artificial intelligence. And people who drive a vehicle, we got to figure out what they're going to drive, because pretty soon it's going to be an autonomous, just like this is. This raises productivity, it brings about greater efficiency, improves the quality of life. But there's also a downside if you're not thinking about it. That's what's so important as we move forward. There's a lot of talk that it's not questions today.